a game broadcast in a while because I don't really play GTA that much anymore, but I think GTA is one of those games where you can do whatever the hell you want and broadcast, and no one really cares as long as they just, watch you be destructive on GTA. But I'm making a broadcast to kind of get the word out that I'm going to be writing a book in 2017. And I always write books, but I never finish them. Like, I have never finished a book. I've finished short stories. That's just kind of who I am. I mean, I do finish a lot of things, but there's certain things I get pissed off about and I don't finish, like a book. Because I am only 23 years old and I'm young, so the fact that I haven't published a book isn't that big of a deal. I mean, a lot of people my age, that's not even what they're interested in. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that are interested in writing books, but I write fiction. None of it is, yeah, of course, in fiction, you base some stuff on actual events, but I don't know, this is the outfit I dressed my character in. I was going for summer slut, but that was fucked up. But anyway, basically, I'm writing a book. Let me see. I haven't started it yet. So me saying I'm writing a book is kind of like I'm in the process of writing a book. It's not to be deceiving. I mean, I've actually planned it out. Like, I got, a little chart, and then I got a character profile, the main character. I haven't started on any other character profiles. I laid out the plot, the beginning, the middle, the end. But which I can't share the plot, because if I share the plot, then that's going to give away. Came up with a title. She Shall Die Under the Shadow Tree is what I'm going to call the book. I don't know about that title, but the only far as I've got writing the book is I wrote chapter 1 on a piece of paper. I will give away one thing, though, which would be the beginning. It's nothing, it doesn't give away, like, anything, just kind of how the beginning starts. It starts off inside the castle, introducing characters with a angry, evasive dinner. So, basically, this story takes place in Norway. It's a vampire story, and there's like a kingdom, and so to kind of get the characters out there, which this like, if this book like takes off and quite a few people read it, like this would be one of those videos that's like you would see as kind of rare, like I'm giving away sneak peeks into the workings of the book. And I think this one's going to actually be great. Like, there's a lot of recipe for greatness in what I'm thinking up in my head. Haven't really put much, pen to paper, but, in my case, mechanical pencil. But the angry, evasive dinner is when I introduce the characters. And the family, which consists of, this is the Vampire Kingdom. This is the hierarchy. The king is Alec. I just thought that was kind of like a fancy name that you only hear from like those brothers or whatever. But queen is Desma and daughter Alora, and that's the main character. She's in the center of this chart because it's like kind of like a family tree. So you got King Alec, Queen Desma, and daughter Alora. Son Carson and his wife Cassidy. That's not really, it's not an old-timey novel either. It kind of isn't, but kind of isn't. It's new age, but it's stuck kind of in the past because these vampires, especially Alec and Desma are ancient, like old ass vampires, and they were in like the Middle Ages, um, of, you know, like the kings and queen kind of era, and they were in like the Middle Ages of that. And I'm not really sure what kind of time I'm gonna kind of give history for. I know I want to make it like pretty old, so, but that's when they start. And I think it's going to be very interesting. And, you know, no one's watching this, but hopefully someone will watch it later. But basically, I'm making a new book, and it's not it's nothing like any other vampire book. Like, there might be maybe some similarities because a lot of stuff has been written and made about vampires, but I'm going to take my whole spin on this, and it's not going to just be focused on them being a vampire. Like for instance, that book everybody was fascinated about when it first came out, like Twilight. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be focused on vampires. It's going to be like how when we write books or people read books, it's about people living life. Well, this book is going to be about a vampire living life. But it's not going to be so focused on them being a vampire. It's kind of like, what would you say, that show, I'm trying to fucking think of it. The originals. Okay, you know how the Vampire Diaries was so fixated on the fact that Stefan was a vampire? I'm not going to give really anything away, but anyway, there's that. But then they came up with the originals, and the originals, yes, it was really saturated in the fact that they were the original vampires and stuff. But it was all about vampire war, but they were more kind of laid back about, you know, vampire in your face. You know, it was in your face, but it wasn't as much so as Vampire Diaries. Because Vampire Diaries was all about, ooh, the mystery of vampires. And the originals was more like, bitch, we already know about vampires, werewolves, witches, and this is our story. Mine's more like, more towards the originals, but less than that. Like, it's not going to be so saturated in vampire. But and here's another thing is, it's going to be more laid back. So it's going to be more like if we were all vampires and we were reading a book about vampires. So it would be like us people reading a book about people. So we wouldn't really think much of it. That's what I kind of want to go for, because I think if I'm so, you know, into the supernatural vampires in their world, I think people aren't going to really want to read it. I mean, they probably will, but it'd be more tailored to young viewers, like people or young readers who like to, you know, just read stuff about vampires and romance. Like, there's going to be romance, and there's going to be wars, and there's going to be loss, and there's going to be all that kinds of stuff that keeps people wanting more, but it's going to be more chill. Like, I really don't want to make it all about one thing. Like, I want to bring so much culture and so much other things and wrap it up in this big present. So there's going to be like, let's just say you got a big box for Christmas, and there was a little vampire sculpture or like toy, and then there was like, you know, a war set with like little toy soldiers, and then a castle, and like two Barbies, Ken and whatever, you know, love, and all kind of just meshed. That's not really good at, you know, what do you call it, metaphor or whatever. That's kind of a shitty one. But what I'm saying is there's going to be so much wrapped up into one. It's not going to just be, oh, this is a book about this and this, and that's it. It's going to be like, this is a book about this. But it's going to be so tailored to the story and the idea that it's going to flow. So I think I'm done talking about it, but if what I really want to get to is if you guys want to read it, it will be on my Facebook and it'll be on Wattpad. But I haven't written anything, but when I get the first chapter done or like a teaser paragraph, I will post it. And if you guys, pay attention to me on social media, which not many of you on my friends list do, you can find it on my profile on PlayStation, the link to my Facebook. And then through Facebook, I'm going to post to my Wattpad story. So it'll all come together. And it's not all going to be there at once. I haven't shared this with my friends on Facebook because my phone's dead. And it's hard to write things on there on PlayStation. But to kind of sum this up, I think I'm going to end this broadcast and I'm going to create another one that shows some of the stuff that's new on GTA. So this is it for this one. Yeah. Oh, and also kind of ending this on a positive note. Not that this video wasn't positive, but I don't know if I bored people with my talking and my character just standing around. But has anybody noticed that the graphics on GTA are kind of different? Like, they're better online? Anybody notice that? It's just recently that I noticed it. Like, I'm noticing certain little details that are just way fucking better. Like, it's almost like I'm actually in real life. Like, there's subtle differences, like the trees don't all look the same in real life like that, but there's also some of them that are different. Like this one seems a little more what do you say, robust? Wait, is that the wrong fucking word? I can't even think straight. I need coffee. But I've noticed like this. Look at that. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I've just noticed certain little subtleties of, like, they improve some things. So I'm going to go visit Hugh Hefner, and then I'm going to resume this video. In a different video. I'm going to name it something different. Okay. Peace. Wrong thing. Wrong thing again.